Hello. Long time no see. Um, I I'm here because I have been having a um I don't know if I would call it like a crisis with my art. Um, but it's sort of been stemming from this place of like my interaction with social media. Um, and I was like outlining a script, I guess, for this video. And yesterday I decided to watch the morgue design response tier list video, the 3 hour long video where they made a tier list of all the responses to the pyramid scheme video. And it really resonated with this like problem that I've been having, and I really wanted to talk about it um because I just found it so interesting that I keep thinking about how all of these creators kept saying community, kept using the word community to describe like all of the like business-minded people like them. And it really clicked in my mind. Like I've seen so many art creators say like, "Oh, the way to grow your art and the way to grow your following and like all of this stuff is to like post consistently and like make art every day and all of these things." And I never really made the connection to the fact that they are all just like they're all just business grifters. Like it's never art first with them. And as somebody who takes like I take extensive breaks. I don't, I have a very small following. I don't make any money from anything that I do. I have a job. Like, I take extensive breaks from making content to like focus on my art. Like, it's so bizarre to me to hear people say like, if you want to at any point. And like I know that Morg made this point a lot of times in their video, but like if you want to at any point be like a, you know, a career artist, if you want to be doing this for money, you have to grow your following, and how like disingenuous that is. Like it really is. It's so strange. Like just if you've ever presented your work like, and I know we're only talking about visual art here, like I know that like there are other types of art um that don't really elicit the same response, because visual medium is like very you it's like you can show your music to somebody, but they're not like looking at it, if that makes sense. There's a different like sensory experience happening um with any sort of like other medium. And so like I it's it's an interesting thing when you show somebody who doesn't necessarily make like visual art your work. It's like they're seeing for the first time. It's very cool to me. Like I spend a lot of time thinking about David Lynch, and so I think a lot about how his work makes you see for the first time. It makes you feel that specific cocktail of emotions for the first time. And I just I just feel like a lot of these people who talk about these like like best way to grow your art, like business minded content, like they just don't understand that. They just don't get the like, oh, like, and like it's okay to be the kind of person who is an onlooker to those kinds of things. Like This this jawline that I just gave this person is peak. I'm sorry. Oh my god, slay. They look like a skeleton. Okay, we're going with this. So funny. But yeah, these people just don't understand like the point of art is to make people like see and feel and like experience. It's not, oh, it's just so sad to say. It's not to make people open their wallets. Like genuinely. Really weird to me. And like I also have been having this dilemma since I watched the video of like what is art? You know, is business art? I watched a documentary last year on oh, what is her name? It's gonna bother me. The give me one second. Okay, I looked her up. Um yeah, Marina Abramovich, the performance artist who like ugh did a lot of stuff in the 70s where she was like cutting into her skin and like slapping herself and stuff. I think a lot about how like the discourse around her has always been about whether or not that's art, and like I don't really know where I land on it concretely, but I do know that she she works with a lot of people that it feels like at this point in her career, and like I don't know what she's been doing recently. Like I know that that documentary I watched was from like 10 years ago, so I don't know if she's even doing anything right now. But she's gotten to a place where she caters to a very rich crowd, and I I don't know if it I don't know if it resonates. I don't know if that was always her plan. You know, I don't know if she was always trying to resonate with, you know, more upper class people. Um, but that has always kind of lingered in my mind of like, there's so many artists who their goal is to get to a place in which they are, you know, high class, high society. Like they're trying to do that thing too, where they just make a ton of money, and does it get to a point where it is no longer art? Like, is being good at business an art? Ugh, I don't know. It's just such a depressing thing to think about, especially in the place that our economy is in right now. It's so hard to be like, it's so hard to want to listen to these people. And I think the reason why Morg's video, the original pyramid scheme video, resonated so much with me was one, because I had seen a lot of this content and I was like, what are these people talking about? Like, in what way is you pushing your audience to spend money for you to tell them how to make money? Like a good idea. It just doesn't feel like a good idea. It reminds me a lot of oh, this is weird. But the whole like ZHC stuff where he was like making weird content for his like child audience, and like a lot of that stuff is also a grift. Like I know we don't have to talk about it, but like you know, like children's content on YouTube is very predatory and strange. Um and yeah, I just think a lot about that. And you know, like the the ZHC stuff, I feel like if a lot more people outside of like the art community actually like looked in and paid attention to that, like the Mr. Beast stuff would have been way clearer because I it felt like it took a very similar like path. Like both of their weird, I don't know if I would call them downfalls. I'm sure like Mr. Beast is still making so much money. I'm sure ZHC is doing fine. But like it still got to a point where a lot of people were like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" Like I remember there was this other creator who I think he did an interview in the Jazza video. I don't remember which Jazza video. It's still wild to me that Jazza made two videos just to call out a creator. It's really odd. Such a strange like culture we've created. Like I'm glad he did it, but it's really weird that Jazza had to be the one to like be like, "Hey, are you guys seeing this? Like this is weird." But yeah, there was this creator that I used to watch. I think he's Belgian. His name is Vex, and he made a lot of like street art content. And he, I knew, like was like close friends with CHC. I should say like collaborator with CHC. And he alluded to the fact that that Zach told him to like make these like ridiculous thumbnails and just like lie and like do all this stuff, and he was like, I just don't want to be doing this anymore. Like he was like, I like making my art. Like I don't know what we're doing. Like why are we grifting? For money, man. Why are we doing this for money? What is this about? And yeah, I remember seeing those videos at the time, um, when he started switching up his content in that way, and it just felt so bizarre and out of touch. And like I think that's the biggest part of like the is this art question. Like I already mentioned it with Marina Abramovich, but like at some point you just become out of touch. And Morg mentioned it in their video too, but at a certain point, if you choose YouTube over your art just like straight up stagnates. Like you just become like stuck in this like purgatory version of yourself where you're making art that like I feel like even like a younger and like less experienced version of yourself would look at and be like, why are you doing this? And like it's really sad and it feels like, you lose yourself to the content machine. I just, oh, it's just so depressing. It's just so sad to me to think that like there are people that choose that. They choose to entirely lose the like style and the personality of their art to become money makers, to just oh. Like I just don't see it. I just don't see it being fulfilling at all. I don't understand how like only doing the business part of it could be fulfilling. I just don't I just don't get it. And maybe that's where this like need to talk about it is coming from in me, is that I just don't resonate with these people at all. Like I just can't see it. I just don't think that there is any amount of money that would make me want to like give up my personality to continue making. And another thing that really bothered me watching the video was like, again, these people kept talking about like being the art community and how they, how that's what they stood for. And just like this idea that, you know, that they're just deluding themselves with, that they are, that it feels almost like morally like they're trying to be like righteous, like, and I know that Morg mentioned that like um what is his name? Lucid Pixel, that guy, how he like thinks of himself as a god or like somebody's parent, and how like weirdly like high standing you have to feel about yourself to say something like that. Um yeah, and just how this idea of like morality just like takes over. And I know that I have a very like strong sense of justice or whatever, but there is a part of me that, I care more about the people and like the actual, when I say community, I mean the actual creators and artists and people, not the money. I care way more about that than anything else. I it's really weird. Like it felt really bizarre as like such a small creator to make like my last video was an apology video. I didn't need to. I don't know who I was apologizing to. But I felt like I had gotten myself involved in something, um, and I really felt bad about it. And I spend so much time on the internet watching people not apologize for the shitty things that they do and getting into weird controversies and doing weird stuff. Like one of the first um like YouTube drama type things that I had seen was um I don't remember what year it was. I think it was like 2012 or 2013. Somebody like showed up at PewDiePie's house, and I remember that was the first time that I was like, "Oh, like this is a really weird space to be a part of." Like this is really odd that like people can just find you. And like that was what we were taught when we were kids. It's like, "Oh yeah, like don't give out your personal information. Like people can find you on the internet." Um but it never really felt concrete of like he lives in Sweden, or he did at the time, he lived in Sweden and people were like going to his house. Like that was really fucking weird for me. Just see somebody just like show up at his house. Really, really bizarre. Um, and I've seen that happen multiple times over. And it's just so odd. It's just so odd to me. Like, I guess I'm also trying to do this thing that Morg didn't really do, but like to sort of like analyze like the creator sphere and like what it means to like choose to be a creator. Like I feel like I've been doing that probably the whole time. I watch these content creators, I watch them change, some of them lose themselves completely. I've seen a lot more self-aware people like sort of, I don't know, I guess I don't want to say they like beg their audience to like let them have humanity, but it does feel like that in a way. Um, people will be like, "Hey, like I have a life outside of this." And there are two different ways that creators do that. There's people who go like and they start to like lose their mind when they get called out, and then they're like, "Hey, like I'm just a person too." And then there's the people who spend their entire online career saying these things so that their audience knows, like, hey, you don't know me. Like, you know, don't don't show up at my house. But it's just so weird to give yourself away to this idea fully, especially as an artist. It's just so odd to me to think that you would want to, like, you would care more about the money than the art ever. God, this drawing is so silly. I can't get his hair because I because I didn't think of a hair shape at all. So he's just like, okay, we're gonna take a brief intermission to fix this boy's hair. Oh my God. Ay. Yeah. It really perplexes me. Like, and maybe it's because I'm very much artist first, but I just can't. I just can't. I don't understand. Like, I love making videos. Like, I don't disappear because I'm like tired of making videos. I just love making art more. And, you know, I love playing video games. And like doing other stuff. But yeah, no part of me has ever been like, oh, if I want to make money doing like there. Okay, so little mini story time about my life is that I started making videos when I was 19. Um, I don't know. I was in school and we were doing online classes and I was kind of just chilling in my room all the time and I was like I I was raised on speed paints. I really wanted to give it a shot. I always did. This person. I love them. They're so gay. This is so cute. Oh my God. Um No, this is cunty. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I grew up on speed paints and I really wanted to give it a shot and I really wanted to try to make something like that of my own. And I did it and I was really happy with it. And I wasn't expecting anybody to look at it, but it got like 25 views, which is not a lot, but it is a lot when you have literally zero subscribers. So it was cool. Um, and around that time, I think it was that year, this creator called Angel Ganev was doing a weekly Draw This in Your Style challenge on Instagram. And it was like right at the same time that people were like, you need to be consistent, like you need to be drawing every day, you need to. So I was like, let me try and grow my Instagram by doing these challenges. And I was posting like every Friday or whatever, and it was like the most consistent I've ever been on social media. And what I learned at this time was, well, first off, I learned on my YouTube channel that people really want commentary. And it was like, it was like 2020. It was around the time when everybody was getting obsessed with commentary. And I was like, okay, so when I talk in videos, I get more views, like chill. I started like putting my face in videos too, and I felt really weird about it. And I didn't really like doing it. Um, and I don't think people liked it, and it was just like it was a weird it was a weird time where I was like really trying to figure out like what the YouTube space was about and like what people wanted and what people wanted from art content, and it was so interesting. And then at the same time, I was making these Instagram posts that were getting like likes and views and whatever is happening on Instagram, shares. And people were like following me and stuff and like telling me my art was good. Uh, the moment that the challenge ended and the moment that Angel's audience stopped looking at my work, my Instagram just straight fell off. Like, I realized then what I know to be true, which is that without a larger eye, without a larger audience's eye on your work, nobody is seeing it. Like, yes, the algorithm is pushing my work. Like, yes, when I make shorts, they get like 500 views and people see them. But imagine how many views I would get if a larger creator was, you know, showing my work and whatever. And it's not something that I want. Um, Also around this time was when the creator Nick is Not Green did that video with Danny Gonzalez and got like 100K subscribers overnight. And I sort of watched his trajectory and I watched all of that and I watched a lot of people, you know, in similar commentary sphere like grow and then fall off because they didn't know what to do with their audience. Um, and it was just very interesting to see. And then at the same time, I was like making my little drawings. And I was just thinking about it. Like it's a thing that I'm always thinking about is like, you know, I keep hearing the word community in my mind because of that damn video. I keep hearing like community is like I think people genuinely believe that what community is the, you know, the shouting out of these creators by these larger creators is community. Like I mentioned PewDiePie, but like that is what he was doing. Like that's how Jacksepticeye's career happened, is that like PewDiePie shouted him out or whatever. Like I think these people genuinely think that like what being a creator is you know, I think they think that the grift is the most important part. And I also want to say that I do think that content creation is art. Um, where that line is, I don't know. But I do think that at its very core, like making videos, like no matter how long they are, like they're essentially like movies. You know what I mean? Like they're they're essentially like a television show that you're watching unfold in front of you in the maybe the shittiest way possible, but I don't know. I feel like they count. Like I feel like there's this, you know, there's been this discourse recently. I fucking hate the word discourse. There's been this conversation recently about like content slop and like what that is. Um but I think the most interesting thing about it to me is that there's still something very human about that content. Like maybe somebody made it. I don't know. Maybe a fucking computer gargled up some shit and spit it out, but but for the most part, like when it's videos like those weird fucking tutorial videos, like somebody had to sit down and go like, what what weird little how can we make how can we show people how to use glue in 5 different ways? Like there is something very human about that in a like almost animalistic sense of like this is what a human is. Like when you see children's content, like we can all kind of figure out why kids are watching it, you know? Like I think a lot about those advertisements from when I was a child where they were selling you like I think I owned this one, but the the like string covered in wax that was like bendy. Y'all remember that shit? Or like the big cupcake. Like we all knew why that was working, why we wanted it so bad. And we bought that shit anyway. Like I don't know. I feel like it's art in such a strange way, in the same way that like performance art is art because it like makes you feel those emotions, in the same way that like stuff is Lynchian because it makes you feel this like weird, I don't know, like positive and negative emotion at the same time. Like um I watched I watched Cinderella's Castle the other day, the Star Kid musical, and the way that there were so many points during that where I was just like, why am I horny but also mad? Like, Jeff, stop looking into the camera, please. Oh my God. I cannot. Oh. But yeah, it just oh cool, I changed the color. I didn't even notice. Um yeah, I guess I'm always having these thoughts and I didn't realize I was having them at all times. Like when I'm idling, I'm just thinking about these things. Like I watch a lot of Minecraft content. I spend a lot of time just consuming as much Minecraft as humanly possible. And I do a lot more thinking of why that is art. Like, it's not hard to understand why building content takes off on YouTube because, like, it's very clear that these people are, like, making, like, artistic builds and, all this stuff. Um, but, like, I really love speedrunning content. So, like, why is that art to me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really even have an answer for you right now, but it feels like it is. Um, yeah, I don't know. I also feel like I am a self-taught artist and I also thought that that would be an interesting thing to talk about. Um, because like, I took art classes in school, but I didn't like go past that or anything. Like, grade school. And I have spent several years just kind of like drawing on my own. Jesus, oh, this hair is so sharp. But I think I still have reached a place where I'm realizing that like you get to a place with your art where you're like, okay, now what? Like I I just love making art so much that I'm just like, okay, so what do we do next? So what do I change about my style now? Like what do I experiment with next? Um and I just find that really cool that you could just do that. Like as a self-taught artist, you can still be doing that if you just draw a lot. Like your brain will start creating these like connections of like, okay, but like if you continue doing this style for the rest of your life, are you satisfied? Um, I don't know. I'm such a yapster, bro. I really am just waffling. God, the big teeth. They're so cute. Oh, I love them. Oh my God. No, this drawing is really cute. I can't. I can't stop thinking about it. Hey, hi. Yeah, I just I I really struggle with the same thing of like, where is the content? Like where does the content stop and the art begin? Oh my God. My dog just barked. She just barked. Can I talk? Skilly. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know. Like where is the line? You know? Like I also um I also am a writer and like I went to school for writing. I didn't get a degree in writing. But I did go to school for 5 years and took high level writing classes. And like I said, like you can tell almost immediately when you show someone something visually that it's art and like they can sort of like intuit whether or not it's good like rather quickly, like quote unquote good. But how do I show somebody a poem? Like there's so much more conversation to be had about whether or not it's good. Are these word choices good? Are these line breaks good? Like there's so much more happening and like that can be done like, did you approach this like drawing with with the right intentions? Like are the lines, you know, flowing correctly? Like did you use the correct medium for what you were trying to get across? Like these are questions you can be having, but I feel like if you don't have something, visual to show somebody, it is more difficult. Like, why is a nonfiction, like really heavily researched nonfiction piece, why is that art? You know, I don't know, maybe my brain is breaking. I'm just having a time. God, I love this little drawing. I gotta make this person real. I feel like, okay, I gotta fix the hair. don't think I really ever opened myself up to this question before. Like, I obviously have because you know, I see things that I'm like, I don't know, like the banana taped to the wall or whatever, and everyone was like, "Is this art?" Like, I have opened myself up to the question, but I don't think I ever actually like decided where the line was, or I don't know if I huh. Okay. So, I am of the belief that people who play mobile games on their phone are gamers, and I know I've had like conversations with people about that before where they were like, "No, the fuck they're not. Like they're not gamers." And I feel like it's a similar conversation of like um is a scientific study art? Like, can we just keep expanding the definition of art to things that you're like, I don't know if that's art, but just like a hear me out kind of scenario. Um, but yeah, like like are you art? If you get up every morning and you look at yourself in the mirror, is that an artwork? And if it is, should somebody pay for it? Is is a children's toy a game? Like yeah, but like you know what I mean? Like if you're playing with a bop it, are you a gamer? I don't fucking know, dude. I feel like if these like business minded people, I feel like if they open themselves up to like to like having a soul, we might consider them artists. You know what I mean? Like I feel like oh, I hate because my brain is doing this thing and now I have to bring up more stuff I don't want to talk about. But like, when people first decided that like Elon Musk was like a man of the people, which he like fully is not. I want to say, I feel like my groaning when I was saying this sentence made it very clear, but he is not. But like when like the memesters and the fucking, the 4chan fucks decided that he was like a man of the people or whatever, um, they did so because he was like going on podcasts and like smoking weed and shit and like being like, ha ha ha, like look at me, I'm so funny. Like I feel like there's a level of like personality, and I noticed it um during Kelsey's response to, all of Morgan's very good points that they made that everybody ignored. Kelsey, what I realized about her as a creator is very emotional. She's very good at like pulling at the, heartstrings of the people she's talking to. And I feel like that is why people came to her defense so much. Like, so weird how many of those people were like, Kelsey works really hard behind the scenes. I know that one girl like actually said that, but it felt like a lot of them were saying similar things because I don't know if they like personally know her, but it feels very like, and like, you know, it feels very parasocial. from all of these creators. Uh, and I just feel like that is why people are still holding on, you know. Like it's the reason why creators immediately like try to get you to emotionally resonate with them and their struggles like anytime they get called out for anything. Um that's why they do that is because they want to appeal to your humanity. I feel like if they appealed a little bit harder to your humanity, they might be considered like genuine artists. Like con artists are artists. Like magicians are artists. Like there's this level of emotionality that you have to be like to present yourself as art. Is this making any sense? I feel like I'm just brain gooing all over my fucking mic right now. Oh, I don't know. It's such an interesting thing. I gotta color this little guy. We're gonna color this little guy. Okay, little guy. What color do you want to be? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Oh, is given like, is it giving purple? Are they giving purple skin? Hold on. We're about to find out if this person is purple or not. Um, it's kind of, but like the hair, I don't know. I'm gonna try something. What if like this color, but then what if I have an idea. Okay. Why do I love this? What's wrong with me? Oh, another thing that I was thinking about as I was watching that video is how many people thought that Morgan was just like bitter and just wanted success. I feel like this is like a running theme in people who are like quote unquote like entrepreneurial. Like they believe that like the people who don't like them are just like these like sour, like sad people. Like, and there is a case to be made that there are a lot of people who will actually be like that and will be like mad that you know, your career is like going in places that they want theirs to go in and all that stuff. But like, how do you delude yourself so much that you don't hear the like actual points that people are making? Like, it's very clear that, Morgan actually had something to say about the, you know, whether or not this content was harmful. Like, I know that a lot of this kind of stuff has been harmful to me in the past. Like, I mentioned it, like, I literally listened to the people when they were like, you need to be posting every day. Like, you need to be, like, working really hard to make your, I don't like this color, to make your, like, social media stand out or whatever, or, like, you're gonna die hungry and alone in a ditch. Like, essentially, like, a lot of these people are, like, straight up mean about the way that they say these things. Like, they literally will be like, like, you have tried everything else and you want, the actual answer, and me too, and, I also, like, bought into this idea that you have to be pushing. Like, the worst thing about it is that they will make it seem like this is the best way to improve your art. Like, the best way to improve your artwork is to be drawing every day. The best way to improve your artwork is to be posting it online. Like, okay, why is this person my sun and moon? This is so cute. Okay. Mm. Yeah, it's just not true. You don't really have to be doing anything. Like, I don't think enough people think about the fact that like they have the power to say yes or no to anything. Like and I know that again, like we're not doing well monetarily right now. Like nobody is like I understand if like there is something that you need to do for money that you like absolutely need to do for money. But if there's something that you love deeply, that you don't want to lose, that you feel like you need to make a career out of it, like because somebody is online is telling you like to be business minded or whatever, like shut the fucking voices up. Shut up. Like you can just say no. You can just tell them to fuck off. I'm sorry, I am in a trance. I can't believe I drew something so cool. Oh, my blood and bones. Yeah. I also said no, by the way. I was like, you know, after I figured out that the reason why I was getting so much attention was because of somebody else and like their following boosting me or whatever, I was like, that's really cool that that's a thing that can happen. But, there are two paths you can take when you figure that out. Number one is trying to reach out to people and trying to grow and, doing all that, whatever. And I have talked to other creators before, like, not necessarily, like, I didn't reach out to anybody and be like, hey, like, do you want to collab? Because I was like, I am a very small creator. Nobody is, like, I have no credibility. Nobody wants to collab with me. And I also, like, straight up didn't want to do that with anybody. Like, I operate in this place where I'm like, I don't know these people, and at any point, this person could, like, this shit could consume them, like, to be honest. And I don't know. I don't want to be there when it happens. But, like, anytime a creator would be like, hey, like, I'm giving my fans this opportunity to do this thing with me, I would immediately, like, be like, okay, like, that seems cool. Like, that's the reason why I did, like, the challenge, the, like, Brad Taste stuff, the thing that I had to apologize for. Like, I am a sucker for a fucking contest. I don't know. I am a sucker for when somebody says, hey, can you give your opinion on this thing? Fuck yeah, I will. um, but I also knew that that was not the way that I wanted to grow. Like, I care way more about, like, my art and about, like, my friends and family than I ever did about, like, having a bunch of followers or having a bunch of people see it. Like, and I think that's where you have to be sometimes. Like, that's the mental state you have to have. Like, I, I, I post a lot of shorts, like time lapse short videos, and still to this day, the most popular thing that I've ever posted was a, oh, I'm stupid, it's locked. An OC drawing, like a character sheet, essentially, which, like, I don't draw bodies. I'm a portrait artist. So it's very funny to me that I was making character sheets because I don't use them. But yeah, I made this character sheet for one of my OCs, and it got a lot of views, and I was like, this is insane because this is just my artwork. Like, there is nothing else happening here except for, like, actually, like, a part of me is on the screen right now. And that was just really cool, and that was the moment where I was like, this, I'm doing the right thing. Like, my artwork is the most important part. It's also, like, a reason why I struggle with making content because, as much as I am inspired by other creators and, like, I like doing this, if I'm not making an artwork that I want to share, then there's no point. I this this drawing, I can't. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm literally sitting here like, this is so cute. Like, this came out of my brain. Oh, let me do the eyes. Yeah, I haven't mentioned this, but I am, like, using my tablet to draw this, like, on a second screen, which is why, like, not a drawing tablet, like, straight up, like, my actual, like, Samsung tablet. Which is why it's like like my drawing process is a little bit weird is because I'm like using one hand to like use Krita and it's like odd. But I literally am like I should merge these layers, but I know that it would be like a three-step process. So I'm just gonna do this first and then I'll merge the layers and it'll be a-okay. That's not a good orange color for this. Fuck. Y'all learn color theory. I'm being so serious. uh, why is it so spicy? I'm like disappointed. This is so cute. I'm mad. I literally have been struggling to draw like stuff like this for so long. It's so cute. It's so good. I swear to God, like every time I do a portrait like this, I accidentally create like a really cool OC. I don't know what to do with this person. I don't know what to do with them. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like in the past few years I've just been having this moment where I keep discovering art over and over again. Like I keep wanting to make content. I keep planning out content to make and then I'll like get halfway through doing it. Like the part that I will end up doing um is the like like reading of the book that I want to review or like listening to an album or doing that kind of stuff and then I just won't make the content and then it's like okay, so I just like I just got to experience art for the sake of it. Maybe more content creators should just do that. Maybe they should be like, "Oh yeah, I should make a video on this thing," and then just like like watch the thing and never make the video. I'm sure a lot of them do. Um, but yeah, it's really weird to like to just have this knowledge hovering around in your brain because you were like, oh yeah, like I definitely should do something with this, and then you just don't. Maybe I should use. Oh my god, yes. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future I will like make these kinds of videos again where I just like sit down and like talk about the thing that I watched or read because like some of the stuff that I like read like so a little bit of a sneak peek is that I read the book version of the movie Drive Me Crazy, which if you've never seen Drive Me Crazy, it's about two teenagers who low-key hate each other, who used to be best friends, pretending that they're going to prom together, or it's not prom in the movie, it's centennial, which is like the 100 years of their school or whatever. And they're going together, but they like pretend that they like are in love because they okay, in the movie, because it's so different in the book, it's so weird the way these characters are written in the book. In the movie, it's because they both had dates they wanted to go with but couldn't, and it felt very much like it was supposed to be like lovely and romantic and whatever, and like in the book, it's very much not that. In the book, Nicole is very like one track minded about her popularity and that's all she wants. She's very like Cher from Clueless in the book, low key. um so yeah, they end up like making all these plans and they fooled everybody and they end up going to the dance and falling in love and blah blah blah, but like the book is there's so many more plot points that like there's so much happening. I feel like I really do just need to sit down and talk about it. I tried to do it once before, but I was not happy with I wasn't happy with it. There's just so much. I don't even know. I don't even know how to get into it. Okay, let me see what brushes these are. Oh, I know what brushes these are. Okay. Yeah, but like I also listen to like artists like entire discographies and then just like sat on that like I'm not an album listener, and to make myself an album listener I like sat down and listened to a lot of like music. I mean, duh. But it it just like it's just a lot of information to have, and I have a lot of like thoughts that I just didn't share. This is not a good color for this. Yeah. I also this one I will kind of like fully spoil because um so a few years ago I tried to make this video, or like a couple years ago, I don't know. But I tried to make this video on this show that I watched um called My Dead Ex. It's about this kid who dies who comes back as like he comes back as a zombie, but not like a scary zombie, just kind of like a guy. And it's like about like these teenagers like deciding to be in love with each other, and it's really interesting. It's also like it's one of the things that I've watched that sort of is sympathetic to this kind of man who like, is really awkwardly and maybe a little bit creepily in love with a woman. Um, sympathetic to him as a character in a way that doesn't like deify him or glorify any of the stuff that he did, and sort of just allows for like actual growth, and I thought it was really cool. Um, but yeah, that show, I watched it on Netflix. It is no longer on Netflix. You like literally have to like pay for it. I think it's on Amazon, which is, you know, I think you might have to like fully pay for it no matter where it is. Um, and so that one I kind of just wanted to, mention because I can't I can't really watch it um to like reconnect my thoughts to how they used to be. I took so many notes. I used to be like crazy about taking notes. I also meant to do a video on the movie Love Rosie that I took a similar amount of notes for. Um Yeah, and that just the reason why that fell through was so interesting, and it kind of like relates to the whole thing I was talking about of like I put my art first always, is that I watched the movie, I took all these notes, I like thought about making the artwork, and I made the artwork. Like it's one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. Um but it took me so long that I like fully lost my like train of thought and my like understanding of the movie. And Love Rosie is not the kind of movie that I like to like sit down and watch. It's not like a fun watch of a movie. So, um after I made the artwork, I was like, I don't really want to rewatch this movie right now. Like it's kind of sad. But I didn't really know what to do, but I cared more about whether or not the artwork was good. Um, and it's really sat with me as just something that I really loved making. And I would love to talk about that movie. I feel like it's in the same vein of I watched, I think it was a couple of months ago, I watched um, Warm Bodies again for the first time in a really long time. And I feel like those movies have very similar energy of like hope in a way that doesn't feel, preachy or like strange. Uh, oh no. I just yeah, I just feel bad whenever I like halfway make a video. I just feel bad, but it is more important to me that I got the understanding of the thing that I was watching over actually making content about it. And maybe that's where the line is between like whether or not something is art, is if you or whether or not you're an artist, I guess, is if you sit down and you watch something and your first thought is to, you know, really emotionally resonate with it, then you're probably an artist. Um, I was thinking about how I watched The Green Book with my grandparents. And my grandfather just thought it was funny. And like that movie is not like a good representation of like anything. Like the family of the guy it was made for like hates it and like doesn't want it to exist. Um and like as a black person I could tell that that movie was not, it was very much a white savior movie and it was not very sympathetic to him as a black, especially a black gay man. It was not sympathetic to that at all. Um but there was still no part of that movie that was funny. And I think about that too as like how people are going to see David Lynch films, in theaters after his death, and just like still there's these people who think it's funny. They think his movies are funny. They think it's funny. They want to just sit there and laugh like clowns. It's just so bizarre to me. Like how art can just not resonate with people at all. Like I cannot believe that people don't have an artistic bone in their body. Like there are no people like that in the world. I don't believe it. But I do think that it changes from person to person what they believe is art and what they respect as art. And some people just don't respect certain things as art. That seems kind of nonsensical to me. Very bizarre. I just I've never done this like I've never used these brushes together. It looks so cool. I don't know why I never thought about using them together. I feel like that's how I knew that I was burning out with my art is that I literally sat down and made like new custom brushes. Like not these ones, but maybe it was these ones. I think this one I made as like a response to like losing my fucking mind. Oh no, I made a blending version of this brush. The one that I've been using, the like sketchy one, because I'm used to like having it, like the brushes I use having a blending engine like built into them. Um, so I was like, let me make a brush that's this brush, but it's blending. And then I immediately used it and I was like, what am I talking about? Like I used it and I was like, this workflow with this brush doesn't make any sense. I think I kind of almost got to the place where I was gonna say it, but like, y'all wanna name this person? You could have, it's for free. Help me figure out what their vibe is. I really don't want a new OC, but I love them so much. They're so cool. They literally look so much like like so many of my other OCs. It's kind of crazy. It's like it makes a lot of sense, but I stumbled into something very interesting here. Yeah, let me know. What's their vibe? What's their name? Why are they here? They don't look like they belong on Earth. Most of my OCs are like superheroes who just like are here because they something bad happened to them. Yeah. So like let me know. This person would probably be part of the like villains who are actually like anti-heroes who are misunderstood. I'm having so much fun. Oh my god. What color is this? Okay. I think this is the color of the eyes, but we're gonna use this as the highlight. Yeah, I think I've made it very clear where my stance is on being an artist first, based off the fact that I literally am like dissociating into my art right now. Oh, it's like my favorite way to make content is to just sit and make art and then just kind of like chat like this. I tried doing live streams. I didn't really like it as much. I feel like I just like sitting by myself and doing this and then showing it. Being like, here you go. I don't like this yellow on the eyes at all. It looks bad. I really like this like sketchiness of this, but I feel really bad because I want to like fully render it, but I also don't. But I do, but I don't. I think it's cute. I'm gonna. I don't know if I like that. Okay, now I'm just doing like my like post processing stuff. Oh, that's good. What am I doing? Yeah, I like this. I think I'm gonna do a background. I never do backgrounds. Let's do something fun. With like stripes or something. Yeah. I don't think I like this color. I think we're gonna go with a different one. I mean, yeah, obviously. Oh, it's locked. Oh, not that one. Jesus Christ. I think I did it. I think I like this. It's not in any way a finished piece, but it's kind of camp. Cool, yeah. Let me know what I should name this person. I don't know. Give me some lore to give them. Um, yeah, I might be back. I don't know. Bye.